Um, we continue in the book of purity, and in this book, we're learning now. We just began learning the laws of vessels, implements, things that can become impure. Okay, implement means something that has a function. Okay, so chapter 3. Any wooden kli means a vessel, implement, right, made from wood, that is made with the intent that it remain in one piece, even though it is made
in one place.
in one place. Yeah, think I need a think I need a coffee. No, that's okay. I'll get it. Thank you. Thank you. Soon I'll get it. Yeah. Remain in one place, even though it was made to contain only a small amount. It is not susceptible to ritual impurity, neither according to scriptural law nor according to rabbinic law. Right. Why not? Because it's not an implement. Implement means that it's used for a functional implementation, right? So you make a wooden spoon. Well, that spoon is meant to, as an implement, right? That is helping you're eating, right? But if it's a closet that you made that's meant to stay in one spot, right? Then it's not an implement. We don't call that an implement, right? I mean, it's obviously it has a function, right? So then that's not susceptible to impurity. Conversely, any wooden kli that is intended to be carried, whether full or empty, like a sack, even if it holds 100 saw and it has a base, since it is not intended to remain in one place, it is susceptible to ritual impurity, according to scriptural law, like other receptacles. Okay, we're going to give examples. We'll see. Whenever a keli's use is undefined, right? If it has a base to rest upon on the ground so that it is not easily rolled, and it could hold 40 saw of liquid measure, which is equal to 2 core of dry measure, it's not susceptible to ritual impurity at all, neither according to scriptural nor rabbinic law, because it can be assumed that it is not intended to be moved. 40 saw is the size of a phone booth, right? Like a complete phone booth that had a complete encasing, right? That's the measure that we're talking about. Right? So something like that, because even though it's got an undefined purpose, but it's something and it has a base to it. So usually something has a base means this is where it's meant to stay. It's not meant to be moved, right? These principles are part of the received tradition. According to the oral tradition, so received tradition means it was given at Sinai. I was thinking, I was in my mind, I was thinking like, where do we get that from? Usually it's from a verse, right? The verse will be said in a way that what is called an implement, what's called a kli, you know, if it's like this bookcase, even though it's holding something, but it's permanent there, so therefore that's not called a vessel. But it has a permanence, right? Not meant to be moved. So even though let's say this was, you know, movable. This is in the wall, so this is not a good example. But take a bookcase in your home, right? That is not fastened to the wall, so it could be moved, but it's not meant to be moved. So it is a vessel that contains books. So you can't say it's not a container. Of course it is. But that's not what the law is. Where do we get this from? This is what he just said. It's a received tradition. From Sinai, we received that's what the definition is. It's not from a verse. So according to the oral tradition, it was taught that just as a sack is carried, whether full or empty, so to the wooden implement is not susceptible to impurity unless it would be carried full or empty. Right. This includes a wooden implement intended to remain in one place, like the bookcase, right? Bookcase made out of wood. Perfect example. Okay? Oh, he's going to give now the examples. Kalim that are made to remain in one place. Example, a chest, a counter, a closet, a beehive-like container made of reeds, a reservoir of drinking water for a large ship, and the like. If they contain 40 saw, they are not susceptible to ritual impurity. It's large, it's not made. The following wooden kalim that are intended to be moved, even when they are full, a large barrel of water that is placed on a wagon, right? It's meant to be moved. That's the whole point of a barrel, is that it's movable so you can take it from place to place. Then that means it's susceptible. Even though it's large, it's heavy, doesn't matter. A food trolley of kings that's got a lot of food on it, right? But the whole point is it's meant to move, even though it's going to be very heavy. A leather maker's trough, a water reservoir of a small ship that cannot sail on a large sea. Okay. I guess it's more of a movable trough, and a coffin. Yeah, coffin's meant to be moved, even though, right? Even though all of these 5 types of wooden kalim contain more than 40 saw, they are susceptible to impurity because initially they were made to be carried while full. Okay. It can be assumed that all other wooden containers that are made of wood that are made to hold 40 saw and that have a base are not meant to be carried when full. Therefore, they are not susceptible to ritual impurity. Similar containers made from bone or leather that hold 40 saw of liquid measure are not susceptible to impurity unless they were initially made to be carried when they are full, right? If that's what their purpose is. Number 3, large chest counters and closets and glasses are pure. Other glass containers, even if they hold more than 40 saw, are susceptible to ritual impurity. This is an added stringency when it applies to glass kalim over wooden kalim. Okay. I have to stop over here. I realize the time. So I have to stop, unfortunately. All right, folks.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi.
God bless you all. Thank you all for coming back. All right.
Good to be back.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. God bless.